You're listening to The Rack Show on VoxV.com. Join Conrad.
Compared to a lot of other people, I'm very weak, but I'm super plucky, so I try.
And Lucas.
I call upon chaos spirits to grant death.
And Lucas missed.
I did not miss. That bunk bed, dead.
As they take geek culture off the shelf and show it to you.
It still looks goofy from the outside.
But it's so fun that you don't care.
You don't care.
The Rack Show. Geek culture at its best.
Last show.
Hello everybody. I'm Conrad.
I am Lucas.
And you're listening to The Rack Show, Season 2, Episode 30, Part 3, here at Yomicon X.
Which you can now listen to on VoxV.com. That's VoxVii.com.
I don't think you had to spell the .com, but I appreciate your dedication.
Absolutely.
Also, still at therackshow.com as well. Instagram, Twitter, The Rack Show, all one word. Super easy to find us, just like it's been super easy to find us at Yomicon X all weekend. We've been doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and I have to apologize. My voice, third day, almost gone. So I'm drinking tea.
Super unprofessional to have that right there. Also to have all of his other drinks over there.
I couldn't find pickle juice. That's all I gotta say.
Because apparently if you gargle pickle juice...
Everybody's been telling me, gargle pickle juice.
It works. It's an old vocal trick, man.
I got honey and tea.
We're going to have some people that can probably tell us about old vocal tricks, because we have a huge cast of guests.
Absolutely.
But I'm not going to ruin it, because I want it to be a surprise. But you saw me geek out over Rob Paulson. I'm going to geek out again. It's going to happen.
That's right.
But I can't do it for very long, because we only have him for a short amount of time. But Lucas, I want to ask you what we did yesterday.
What did we do?
How do you not know this, man? You were there. We did Guests Against Humanity.
Oh, yeah, we did Guests.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was a last-minute thing. They needed 2 additional guests, and Lucas and I, right place, right time. And I'm going to say that we knocked it out of the park. I think we did a good job.
We both won?
Yeah, we got one card.
One card, folks.
But you know what?
There'll be pictures.
When you're up against David Eddings, when you're up against Tom Whalen, when you're up against John St. John, I mean, the fact that we wrestled away one card away from those people.
We're pretty proud of ourselves.
Cobra Commander was there as well. Yeah.
Pretty proud of ourselves.
We held our own.
We have a picture of us holding up the one card. We'll post that when that photographer sends it to us. You know who you are.
You
have our email.
Guy.
But yeah, it was a great time. Thank you to Yomicon and the Yomicon staff for being awesome out here.
Amazing. Our show would not go nearly as well if we didn't have the handlers getting the guests where they need to be so they could be on our show, telling us where we need to go. The staff here at Yomicon X has been phenomenal.
We actually have one of the staff.
We do.
Yes.
And this staff person is very important because it's been somebody who's been here for 10 years. Since Yomicon X was just Yomicon, nothing after that because... No, not Yomicon 0.
It was a Yomicon fetus.
That'd be like a Yomicon prequel.
It was like a thought in the chamber of...
Come on. Keep going. Keep going.
You're supposed to finish that out.
No, I'm not. I want to see you squirm. Go ahead.
It was loaded and locked and ready to go, and then all over the wall, Yomicon won. And he was there.
He was there. Just great. Anyway,
Thanks,
we're
Conrad.
talking about Stephen Bray, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys.
Hello.
Hey, bud.
How you doing?
You just want to take a load off right there?
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
10 whole years. That is a decade, sir.
Yes,
That's how long I was in college.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
We're going to scoot you a little closer to the microphone. Act like you like us.
Well, it'll be hard. I mean, you guys are
Actually, the one thing is we do know Fedorable.
Yeah. That is your designation.
We were looking for, we didn't know you were a 10-year.
Yep, I am.
And then we were looking all around, we looked all over, and you're like, I've been here for 10 years. I'm like, you'd be perfect. We know you as Fedorable.
Yeah, we were like, who are you? Because you didn't have your fedora on.
I do apologize for that.
You came to my birthday this year.
I did.
So
it
we
was
do
a very
know.
wonderful celebration.
We kicked your butt and seen it, but that's what that's about.
You know what? We're not living in the past. Let's live in the present.
Absolutely. 10 years. Let's go talk about the 10 years.
Yeah, I want to talk about the past. I know we said we weren't going to live there.
Yeah.
So tell us where Yomicon was 10 years ago.
Yomicon 10 years ago was at the Troy Hilton. It was a very small con. Had about 1,000 attendees. I was one of them. Very proud. You know, that 0.1 percentile.
Yep.
But it was a blast. It was nice and small, and it was actually my first con that I ever went to.
Wow.
Really?
Yes.
Now, can you tell us what kind of activities, what kind of guests were there at the very first Yomicon?
The very first Yomicon was a very small show. There was a couple of panels, had some really good guests. Johnny Allen Bosch.
Okay.
And his band I Shine. So anybody who
And then he came back for Yomicon X.
He did come back for Yomicon X. We did special request him because he is a very popular guest.
Yeah.
We also had Lemon Demon as a musical guest. The musical shows were very good, but it was a very small town show feel. It was definitely something that, for me, it being my first con, it was a great experience. I went into it by force. I was forced to go, but
and you just got addicted. You stuck with it.
Yeah, I've been stuck here ever since. The 3 years that we were in Troy, I was an attendee. After that, I've been working it ever since. And
Very cool.
Now, in your opinion, what year was it when you were like, this is getting massive? Like, when did it really kind of take off and you're like, this is a big, big deal?
Probably year 4 was the first year we were in Dearborn. And they said, you know what, we had to move to a bigger hotel because this thing's getting out of control. We said, oh, okay, well, it's going to have that small con feel again. It didn't. It was overloaded from the first year that they moved there. And it's like, wow, this is becoming a really popular thing. The atmosphere itself, the staff members, the guests, everyone that they were getting in just kept pulling people from everywhere.
Yomicon is like a goldfish. If you keep feeding it and it has the room, it's gonna keep growing.
Yes, I agree.
Where do you see Youmacon in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I can see Youmacon taking over this entire building.
Yomicon XV.
XV. Look for it now. We'll have to find a video game that has that kind of symbol.
Right?
Yeah, this year we had our staff shirts mimic the Mega Man X.
I saw, which was great.
It's phenomenal. We've had so many people wanting to buy them, and we can't sell them because then there'll be like 15,000 people that look like they're staff members.
Now, the art, who does the art for the Yomicon shirts? Because they're all similar. I think they all are by the same person?
Actually, the first few years were done by the same person, and then after that it was kind of a fan submittal.
Really?
Yes. This year, the staff shirts themselves are actually done, I believe, by a group called AwesomeCon. But our 10-year anniversary shirt was actually drawn by Fred Gallagher himself.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, that is Mega Tokyo, yes?
Correct. That
Yes,
is
okay.
Mega Tokyo.
Mega Tokyo, the webcomic, really good comic. You guys want to check it out. And Fred Gallagher, I actually met you, and you drew me a picture of great teacher Largo. So I really appreciate that.
But yes, everyone's recognizing the art as Fred Gallagher, and he's very excited to see that.
Well, it's so identifiable, that style that he draws it, And it's
Correct.
great that could be put on a shirt for Yomicon X.
And plus, we went out of our way to make sure that our 10-year special shirt looked special. And to have a very esteemed guest do the drawing for it,
Yeah.
it was humbling. It was phenomenal. Everybody on my staff went, oh my gosh, that's the shirt? And everyone went out of their way to buy it.
Which we were just actually up in the vendor room. We couldn't buy anything because we were just walking around, which luckily that's where we found you at.
Yes.
So many cool things in the vendor room. Hi, I'm waving from the Lady Deadpool. Hi, Lady Deadpool. What do you think is the best thing offered this year? And not just like, product-wise, but I mean like people and whatnot.
It's really hard to say. There is so many things that are actually brought in for a variety of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
We have so much variety so that if you bring your boyfriend or girlfriend along, they're like, you know what, I don't know if this is really my thing. Yeah, there's anime, yeah, there's manga, and yeah, there's wall scrolls, but then all of a sudden you notice that there's a couple of vendors who are selling video games. Old school, new school, it doesn't matter. Couple of people selling antiques or little doll figurines. Then there's hats, scarves, pillows, you name it. There's something that has some sort of anime likeness on it or video game likeness, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know they made those. And it's just been huge. Plus, there's also new con booths. And anyone who's been to another con and says, wow, they're small and seen Youmacon,
Yep.
Youmacon does the same thing for those cons too.
We heard you were talking about the history up there. Can you give us a brief introduction to the history of Youmacon?
The history
How
of
did it come to
Youmacon.
be?
Yeah.
This is Morgan's big brainchild. He thought back in 2004 that
We're
it would
talking
be-
Morgan Collin.
Yeah.
Morgan Collin, yes. He thought in 2004 it'd be a great idea to get a whole bunch of people together who also liked anime and create something that everyone can kind of nerd out to. And that's what Yomicon 2005 became. It was something that everyone's like, wow, this anime thing, it's really picking up. But you know what? I don't think any of my friends are interested. Come to find out, there was a lot of people interested in it.
Yeah.
And then it just kept steamrolling, building up steam, getting bigger and bigger until eventually we outgrew the Troy Hilton, had to go to Dearborn. We outgrew the Dearborn Hotel in 2 years. 2 years we outgrew that. We went to the Renaissance Center and said, there's no way that we could outgrow the Renaissance Center.
And here we are in Kobo.
2 years, we outgrew the Renaissance Center. We had to move the biggest department vendors over here to Kobo. And then we started saying, wow, you know what? If we can move vendors, we can move other things and make it even bigger. And that's what this year's become.
Wow.
It's becoming a monster, man.
And it's been a blast.
Monster. Yeah, it really has.
We had a lot of fun last night.
Yeah.
After we wrapped the show, we enjoyed ourselves.
Very cool. Glad to hear it.
We're excited to wrap the show tonight.
Yes.
To get some gaming in finally.
Yeah, because we've been
that's
working. We haven't got to
working.
touch the gamer rooms, unfortunately. We got to
just-
sit there for a little while. We met
just
there.
went to we had a vendor booth this whole weekend. And we
First
just
time.
went there like
First
20
time.
minutes
Just
ago.
to stand in it.
And somebody else has taken it over for storage.
Yeah, they've just
But
been
it
using
says
it for
The
trash
Rack
and stuff. It
Show.
says the rack, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
next year, when we get our season 3 shirts, they'll be available
And all
there.
the other show shirts.
Yeah.
We'll have a plethora of shirts.
Yeah, under the VoxV label.
Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, it'd be nice to see you guys have a nice line right outside your booth.
You right? It
Very
can
cool.
happen. It can happen.
I just want to do a shout out to Aaron.
AaronG TV,
AaronG
everybody.
TV.
AaronGTV.com is where you can find he's doing all
Aaron-
of our visuals
Aaron,
for
come
this.
back over here.
Amazing. Yeah,
Can
can we
you
talk?
stand up? Can you
yeah,
stand
we
up?
just?
You can't.
No, he can't leave the camera.
We're gonna talk.
He's
about
there, I promise.
So he does video. He does music. He's
He does
a rock
voices.
fan. He does
Voice actor.
He's actually a professional voice actor.
Yes.
Am I leaving anything else out?
Solid human being as well.
Yeah.
Gives really good hugs.
Do you do music videos?
Very good hugger.
Do you do music videos? He does music videos. He obviously does our videos. He does commercials and videos and what? Come on, Conrad, help me out here.
You're going great. I don't want to stop your momentum. Basically, moral of the story is that AaronG is great. He's been a godsend to us, and we love him. We love you, buddy. And Tracy, his other half, basically.
Yes. They're
You
the
guys are
twins.
both
They
phenomenal.
don't look alike at all.
Yeah.
But we call them the twins.
I call them pseudo siblings. He calls them the twins. So,
So go to AaronGTV.com. It's gonna be like
just put it
somewhere.
over our faces, just like gigantic, right there.
So yeah, go there. Definitely go there for your convention though. Check him out. He's a great videographer. He can cover your con like nobody else is.
He'll shoot
and if
your
you're
shit like
DashCon,
well.
you wouldn't even have these problems.
Right.
Because he would have shot
He
it
would
away.
have fixed DashCon.
Exactly. DashCon, it would have been like, there's a billion people there.
That ball pit would have looked huge.
Yeah, the ball pit. DashCon, you just go to AaronG TV.
There you go. We fixed DashCon for you through AaronG, so you're welcome.
Hashtag DashCon. Anyways,
I don't even know what to say now.
DashCon. Yeah, we'll tell
We're
you
done talking about
He doesn't
DashCon.
know what DashCon is. We'll tell him
I'm
about
going to
it
come
later.
back to Steven for a minute because I want to ask you a question. In the 10 years you've been here, I'm sure that you've been hoping and praying that somebody would show up. Who's one guest that you want to come to Yomicon X1 or X2, X3, whatever?
You know what? With all the amount of guests that we've actually had here, I've been very pleasantly surprised with some of the big names we've been able to have. Johnny Young Bosch is one of the huge
Right?
ones that we've had, and he was willing to come back. I don't know if I necessarily have the big guest that's on my mind. There's a couple of bigger names that I think Sailor Moon would be big.
Yes.
Draw in a lot of people because I know they're kind of hard to find.
Yep.
But as for specific names, I don't really have any off the top of my head.
That's how pleased you are with Yomicon. You're like, you know what? I'm not wanting. I'll be pleasantly surprised tomorrow when it happens, or next year when it happens.
Every time I think that they can't get any bigger with the names on the guests, they do, and it just surprises me so much. So, every time I'm like, well, okay, you know what? Last year was great. We had this huge, big cast, and I don't think we can get any better. They always find a way.
And now we have to cut you off because our super mega awesome guest. Steven, thank you very much for being
see
here.
ya.
Thanks so much.
you guys
Guess
very
what?
much.
He came. This is awesome.
This is where I get to geek out hardcore. Everybody, you might be actually see this gentleman right here. This is the Steve Blum, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Are we on the air?
You
Yeah.
are
Oh,
right
right
now.
there.
Yeah, as soon as
Hi.
we are here.
We understand we only have a few minutes with you.
It's completely understandable.
Yes, I'm a very busy man, you understand.
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
Places to go, people to do.
for the people who don't know Steve Blum, first off, shame on you.
Shameful.
Second off,
Shameful.
this is the voice of Spike Spiegel. This is the voice of Mugen. This is the voice of many incarnations of Wolverine. This is the voice of the Negotiator on Big O. This is the voice of Tom from Toonami. This is the voice. The voice. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, now I'm done. I'm done.
You don't have a voice actor.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
well, that's actually how he is right now.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why we were like,
Need a lozenge?
Lucas, we need a replacement
I've
for
been
you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Been talking the whole weekend.
Get some
also.
sleep. Shut up for a while. You'll be fine.
I just got tips from the pros.
There you go,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Yeah, shutting
Which
up is the best tip.
you're stressing right now, so you shouldn't do that. But over 300 voice credits to your name. Yes, this is what I'm hearing. This is what it says at least, right?
That's from
Or is-
video games.
Oh yeah, you
and then,
most prolific voice actor of 2012, inducted into the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
Phenomenal
Who
accomplishment,
knew?
sir.
Who knew?
That's
Right?
amazing.
I thought I'd get it for spitting. I didn't know.
Wow.
So just hundreds. Do you know just voices in general? Like how many have you done?
I have no idea. I've been doing it for like 20 years.
20-year
so,
voice actor and
yeah,
just
so it's-
consistent, solid work
What
the
has been
entire
your
time.
favorite character? Can you pick one?
I can't pick one.
No?
because they all sort of live in my head. If I pick one, the others fight, and I just
Oh,
evaporate into a
we've
red
heard
mist.
that before from
Yeah.
someone I know.
No, it
Hashtag
explodes in
voice
there.
actor
I mean,
problem.
If we didn't do this, we'd probably explode. We'd probably be killing people. So
That's
thank God
awesome.
we have this outlet. It's
How about
like,
this? What was been your favorite part about being a voice actor?
Coming to these conventions,
Really?
honestly, and hearing these
Awesome.
stories. And I get to work with some really amazing people. I get to work with a lot of my heroes and people
Like,
that I grew up watching.
Who are your heroes?
listening to.
Like, who inspired you?
Well, people like Frank Welker, Peter Cullen, Stan Lee.
Wow.
So many. Rob Paulson, Jess Harnell.
Who was on our show?
Maurice LaMarche. I mean, there's so many of these guys. Charlie Adler.
Wow.
The list goes on for about 3 miles. But it's like being an 8-year-old fanboy every day at work. The talent pool in LA is just astonishing. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I can imagine.
But then coming here to the conventions also and hearing the stories from the fans and how the work that we've done in our little vacuum and our little padded rooms has affected people's lives. And
Well,
Yeah.
and that's what I was going to get into. Earlier this year, we actually had Rob Paulson on the show, and I, just like you, I geeked out about him because he was my childhood.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up with him, but when I grew, like, at a certain age, I started growing up with you, and you remained, like, I'm a massive, massive fan of yours.
Oh, thanks,
A
dude.
massive fan.
Thank you.
And your work has been phenomenal, sir.
Thank you. Should get other hobbies.
Right? Is this your first Yomicon?
It is.
How you liking it?
First time in Detroit. It's been great.
I heard that you went on a tour of Detroit.
I didn't. I wanted to.
Oh, you
and
wanted to.
ran out of
Rick
time.
took other people on tours.
Well, the reason that I didn't is because we were doing a live tweet for the season 3 premiere of Transformers Rescue Bots, starring DC Douglas right over there. As
Yeah,
Jace.
who's going to be on soon?
Yes,
And you
you're
are
gonna have DC
your
on there.
Heat Wave on that?
Heat Wave on
yes.
that, yes. Yeah, and a few other things. But yeah, we were, they were doing a live tweeting event back at Hasbro Studios
Mm-hmm.
back home, and the rest of the cast came, and DC and I were here, so we tried to do it, watching, we just couldn't get the feed in our hotel rooms, so we just tweeted with everybody else. So
Clearly
I
understandable.
wanted
You
to
have
do
stuff
that,
to
so
do,
I-
obviously. You're so
yes,
I'll
busy.
leave you with the invitation that I did a documentary on national TV for Detroit. So if you ever want to go on the most interesting tour, if you're back here,
I would love to do that.
I will give you my number.
I was sad that I didn't have time to do that.
Because there's some
so.
cool places I could take you, some really underground stuff that we had to catch. We did 3 episodes on another network,
Awesome.
so
I'd
yeah.
love
This
to do
man
that.
is in love with Detroit, and he'll take you to
Absolutely.
all the places
I would
that
love to
regular
know
I
tours
where
will
lived on
take
the
you to go.
riverfront
Maybe
right here
Yomicon
for-
11.
Yeah.
Who
Maybe.
knows? Maybe
Who
12.
knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? It could happen.
Now
One
Rick-
more question.
Yeah, one more question, because we know you got to go.
What kind of advice would you get to somebody who's an aspiring actor, like or aspiring voice actor like Conrad here?
Hi.
What would you give as advice to start off in the industry of voice acting?
First and foremost, I would say do it because you love it, not because you expect to get famous or rich, because chances are neither of those things happen in voiceover for most people. And it took me like 20 years before I could even make a living at it. So if you do it because you love it, and when you're doing the audition process, which you never make money at, put as much or more into that audition than you would into the final job, because the audition is the job. And a lot of people never get that advice, and they struggle and they beat themselves up over things, and they're competitive with other actors. If they don't get the job, chances are the other actor that gets the job is going to be a friend of yours, or will be in the future, and you guys will be working together. So cheer people on when you don't get the job.
That's really.
And that's probably the best advice I could give, and then you never have any regrets.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
So could
My
we do
pleasure.
one
Yes.
thing?
Yes.
Could you give us a soundbite
Yes.
of that? Should we pick Wolverine?
I want to pick Wolverine. Is that okay?
Sure.
I'm a big Wolverine
And you
fan,
can judge
so-
it up with Wolverine.
And
you know,
our
speak.
names are Lucas and Conrad. You can say whatever you want
Lucas
there.
and Conrad, and it's Vox.
Voxv.com.
Voxv.com.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And this will be an audio thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. People of Earth, you're listening to The Rack Show on VoxV.com. with Lucas and Conrad. I suggest you don't turn the dial, as I know where to find you, bub.
Goosebumps. I just literally got goosebumps. Okay, now
We'll
we'll
get a picture between us.
just
You
get a
between us,
real
get a
quick
picture.
picture.
That's it.
We'll stand up and then we'll let you go. We promise.
Actually, we might have you sign mine.
Oh, and then DC Douglas is gonna photobomb us too.
Oh, yeah?
Oh goodness. Wait, we're blocked. We're blind.
Where-
This is important. Uh-oh. Only on the Rack Show, folks. Only on the Rack Show.
Chicken. You put it out there. I'm gonna take
I did.
I'm gonna take
I
that.
hadn't done push-ups yet, so I'm gonna do more.
Oh, we'll go.
Let's do it right now. Come on, you're gonna. Come on, buddy. Here we go. Okay.
What is going on? This is awesome.
Rack Show push-up contest between DC Douglas and Steve Blum.
I didn't either. It's the first time ever.
Who won? Who was
You're gonna
that?
feel that tomorrow. It's a tie.
It's a tie?
It's a tie.
That's
We both have
gonna be
nice
mad.
But he's got a better career, so he actually wins.
I don't know. You're Wesker, man. Come on. Sorry.
And
We'll
he
get you in a
takes on
minute.
Transformers Rescue Bots.
Yeah, there
Yes,
we go.
which
Yes.
is now airing season
Quick
3.
photo
Now
op,
airing season 3.
right there. All right, great.
Nice.
All right. Thank you,
Okay.
good sir.
Thank you. Oh yes. That was fun.
That wasn't a question. I can't do that.
I can do it. I can't do it at the end of a workout session. I can do it at the beginning of a workout.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go.
I think I'm gonna miss you because I leave after my signing. So
You're wonderful.
I'm
guys
leaving
advise.
too.
8:07. Oh yeah. Sorry. All right.
That happened.
Going off to dinner and all that.
That's the kind of thing that happens on the Rack Show, folks. You can listen to it on VoxV.com. You just heard Wolverine tell you. You don't need to hear it from me, but I'm just giving you a heads
We're
up.
nobody.
Yes.
You just saw what happened.
That
They're,
is awesome.
they're still back there too, which is
They're doing the thing.
crazy.
It's fine. They can visit. They should visit.
Absolutely.
They don't get to talk to each other that often.
I'm just
right?
gonna drink this.
They do work together, yeah.
How are
So,
you doing? How have you been, Conrad?
I'm doing great. My second favorite thing
you
that
shaking?
happened, I'm shaking. My second favorite thing that happened was the Guest Against Humanity, because now the favorite thing that happened was Steve Blum and
push-ups.
DC Douglas back here doing push-ups on the show, which ended in a tie, just to give you guys a heads up. And they were pushing up and clapping at the same time, if you couldn't see it. That was behind the table. So paint you a picture with my words, even
Pretty
though
awesome.
we have pictures, because I don't have to do that anymore, because of AaronG TV at AaronGTV.com.
We need DC. Are
yeah.
you saying we need DC Douglas? We're gonna bring him on.
I feel I don't want to interrupt them because
Yeah, no, I don't-
they're DC Douglas.
That's DC Douglas.
That's Wesker and Wolverine having a conversation behind us, folks.
From Resident Evil.
Yeah,
That's Resident Evil guy.
yeah,
He kicked my ass a couple times.
yeah. Do you want to do a little reading since you have time on him, on this gentleman? There he is. Right?
We were in the van with him.
Yeah, we were. We sure
I
were.
was able to survive what we just did. So that was good.
This will probably all be edited out. This stuff.
No, keep it in.
behave
Oh yes,
Thank
absolutely,
you.
sir. Again, thank you
Absolutely
so much.
wonderful.
Thank you. That is bang.
That's awesome. We'll talk soon. Okay. And now, the official introduction of DC Douglas, everybody.
There's no. Okay. All right. Fine. Do I have to like do this with you guys?
Well, you're the voice actor, so far be it for us to tell you how you need to talk into a microphone. Lucas tried to do that yesterday with Tia Ballard. He was like, no, you don't have to get that close. I was like, stop telling the voice actor how to talk.
And then Tia Ballard
Especially
comes
if they're
on.
cute. If they're cute, yeah,
Yeah,
you come
right?
as close as you
And
want.
He asked her out on a date,
Oh, that's sweet.
and she accepted because she's sweet.
And
and
then I
way
think
too
she's
nice.
already on a plane and gone. So,
She's here
Well,
tomorrow.
oh, okay. Oh, that's sweet.
But yes, in case like you guys don't know, which you should again, DC Douglas, Wesker from Resident Evil 5. How many of them?
Umbrella Chronicles, Resident Evil 5.
Okay.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
I saw that
too. Mercenaries. Dark Side Chronicles. There's another one, and I don't know what it is. And then there's, that's it.
Basically,
What's that?
if
What'd you
you've
cheat
played many versions of Resident Evil, he's killed you multiple times.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Favorite game.
You made me break
Killed
my
me.
controller, by the way.
That's not me. That's
That
the coding.
Yeah, sure.
I just
blame
made
it on
you
the
dream
coding.
about me.
It's that voice that just taunts me in my head.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, do what? Can you do Wesker for us real fast? Can you
What do I do? What do I
just
do?
whatever, just say what.
Do you want to do?
Yeah, we'll do this right now. Why not?
We'll do this
All
right
right.
now.
As Wesker. And then you can zhuzh it up with Wesker speak. Conrad, Lucas, that's said VoxV.
VoxV?
VoxV.com, yes.
This is Albert Wesker. You're listening to The Rack Show on VoxV.com. Don't change the channel.
Ooh. I like that. I like the implied threat in
Yes.
there, which is just
Yeah, we'll give
Wesker.
that back to you.
Yeah, totally.
It's a threat of sex, actually.
Oh,
It's a threat of sex.
Well,
Oh,
then.
that sounds horrible. Wait, I don't
Yeah,
mean
but
that.
say-
Whoa.
Whoa.
Sorry,
Whoa.
separate those two. Sorry.
people aren't going to separate those two.
Would you
just
mind
give you
signing
a
it?
heads up.
Oh, yeah, I do. It's
Now-
$10.
Oh, okay. Now tell us more about your other projects. Like we heard Steve Blum was talking about, you're on Transformers Rescue
Yeah, we're
Bots.
on Transformers Rescue Bots,
Yes.
which is like one of those surprise like hits, like
It's a kids show, right?
It's a kids
Yeah.
show. It's kind of was on the same
Action-packed,
network.
funny
It was-
show.
It started on the Hub with My Little Pony. You know, My Little Pony's been going really strong,
Yep.
and that was like their hit. And then we thought, well, gee, we hope we at least make it through one season. And all of a sudden, they had us back for a second season, and then they had us back for a third season. It was like, holy cow, we are actually, which is kind of unprecedented for them. And the Hub, unfortunately, is being folded into Discovery Family. But
Okay.
Discovery Family is like airing
Picking
all
up
of
still?
season 3. Yeah,
Nice.
so we're still with them, and who knows? If fingers crossed, if we're still a hit, then there may be more to come. So, but yeah, so it's been a blast, and it's an amazing cast on this cartoon. You got did he go down the cast because I don't want to.
No, please go ahead.
If I remember everybody, but we got Maurice LaMarche, who's amazing. Jason Marsden. We've got some new people: Shannon McCain and Amari Williams. We have Lacey Chabert on it. We have LeVar Burton on it. Mark Hamill recurs on the show.
If Mark Hamill can ever get on our show, I will flip out just like I did over you and Steve. Just to give you a heads up.
No,
I have
you
a
flip
list
out
of
way
people.
more. That's Mark Hamill. I
I
flip
know.
out when I see him.
That was my namesake.
He is.
Yeah,
so,
Lucas
he's a
is actually
sweetheart.
named
My
after Luke
father-
Are you
Skywalker.
really?
Yeah, my
That's
name's Lucas.
legit.
Oh, that's
My dad
cool.
named me after, and I became a director.
Nice.
I'm a filmmaker. Yeah.
Right on. Good
It's
for you.
the weirdest thing.
That's really neat.
So yeah, it would be cool to have Mark here.
Yeah. No, he's very cool. So.
do
yeah,
you-
it's a great cast.
Do you have any other project? Because I know there's some confidentiality things you got to sign. But is there anything you're working on now you can tell us about that's coming out?
By the way, I'm Parvesh China. I want to make sure I remember everybody that's in that cast.
Oh, good. Sorry, I totally cut you off.
No worries.
If you think of any more, just throw them
stuff
out.
that I probably because I know I'm probably missing. There's a young Diamond who's anyway. Look it up on IMDb. It's a great cast.
It's the third day of Youmacon, guys. We're all tired.
Yeah, we're all burnt out a little bit.
And I've had too much coffee, and I just got out of my Q&A.
I couldn't tell from your push-up contest that you did
I know.
behind us.
Can you believe he matched me on those things? It's like, woo.
Did you really win?
What's that?
You really won?
Now that he's
no,
gone.
he
You
matched
sure?
me on the push-up thing. I was like, wow. He's like the last year. He's kind of transformed his body.
He's
really,
a fit son of a gun.
Yeah, he's fit now.
Wow.
What was great? Oh, what's coming out? Well, I can say that I'm in the crew, but I can't say what I'm doing in it.
Okay.
The crew is a global driving game thing. It's gonna be huge when it comes out.
Okay.
So there's that. There's other stuff. You see, I'm an on-camera actor and voice-over actor, so it's my career. So sometimes when I'm not doing video games, I'm doing other stuff. So like for instance, I've had an arc on Young and Restless.
Yeah.
So my character Kurtz is on that. That wraps up on November 20th.
Do you have an evil twin?
No.
Did you come from the dead?
I'm just evil.
You're
No,
just
there's
evil,
no dead.
period.
You're
I am
evil?
evil in it.
You-
Oh
you
yeah.
look like such a nice
I'm constantly
guy.
threatening to rape his wife on this.
Whoa!
Yeah. Oh,
do you do it in the
yeah.
Wesker voice?
I do it in not a Wesker voice, but I do it in my badass voice, which is where
Okay,
I
badass
just
voice.
talk low like this. Everything I say is like this.
So yeah.
That's a
awesome.
sexy badass voice. I saw that you were in an NBC pilot. Did I get that wrong? I'm gonna cheat. Boston?
Oh, Boston Common.
Yeah, okay,
no,
good.
No. Well, I was on the pilot and turned into like you're going way back. Like
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's been born. Anybody here was born when I was doing that.
We're deceivingly old.
Oh, are you?
we were
Deceivingly.
really well.
Nice. Okay.
So,
well, then this
good
was-
genes.
You must remember Must See Thursday Nights TV, which was and you had Seinfeld.
Yep.
Yes.
And well, we came after The Single Guy or something, which. I forget who was the star of that. Anyway, it was the Boston Common. It was Boston Common. It was ran
School,
for a
right?
season and a half. Yeah, it
Was
took
it
place
part
at
of school?
it took place at a college. It was with Anthony Clark. I can't remember these names. I hardly ever get asked this, so that's why I'm like, who the hell's on that? Hetty Barres was on that. I had such a big crush on her.
When we make DC Douglas speechless, that's when we know that we're succeeding
Yes.
in this
But
interview.
But that was one of those. That was like one of the first big TV things I got because I had one line on a pilot, and then I spent a week on the show, and they really enjoyed my laughter during the network run-throughs and all that. They were really sweet, and they said if we ever get picked up, we'll definitely have you back, DC. So they had me back. They'd find like a role, and so now I was doing somebody different, a completely different character. Had a couple lines in that episode. Then I came back for another episode
As a different
character. Had a couple lines, and then the next time I was back, it was another character name. But halfway through the week, they changed on the call board that they have up there in the studio. They changed the character name to DC. And I'm like, is that a joke? Or are you really, you're calling me DC? Like, I'm like now an actual I'm recurring as myself on this show. And I ended up doing about 11 episodes.
That sounds like
altogether.
typecasting, honestly.
Yeah, I was playing basically a very uptight a-hole, so yeah, no, but that was really fun.
So how are you enjoying Yomicon X so far?
Oh, I love it. This is my second time doing Youmacon, and like it's just remarkable. So I mean, how huge it is, and I actually like the spread out quality. You know, like all the Koba stuff, and then you can go down to the Ren Center for all the crazy party and
well,
walking
we were talking
in a circle
to one of the con members here earlier who's been to all 10 of them, worked all 10 of them. It's necessity. I mean, it's really glad that people enjoy the spread outness, but it needs to because it's just gotten so huge.
Right.
Because of people like you.
Is there anywhere large? Nah. That's sweet of you. No, but even like Steve Blum.
There will be. I know what you're asking. There will be something larger. The guy that owns Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Just bought a big corner across the street from the Tiger Stadium.
Oh yeah.
To build another stadium for, I believe, the Red Wings.
Yep.
Which is next door to here.
Oh, okay.
So there's gonna be this huge, bigger than Kobo thing over there.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, an MC.
Okay.
They're essentially building it for Yomicon 20.
Now you're spreading rumors.
That's funny. It's
heard
rumor,
first
though.
here on TheRackShow.com and VoxV.com.
So yeah, there might be a bigger place in Detroit.
Oh, that's cool.
Would be cool.
And hopefully you'll be back for that. Now, we asked this, and Lucas asked on behalf of me, which is very sweet. I'm going to ask on behalf of everyone else. We got some voice acting tips from Steve Blum. What's something you would tell an upcoming voice actor?
Don't do it. Avoid the career completely. I don't need the freaking competition.
Conrad wants to be a voice actor.
Which is the exact opposit of what Steve Blum said.
Yeah, I'm sure, because Steve's all encompassing and loving.
Yes.
You know, screw that, buddy. I got a mortgage. Were you guys at opening ceremonies?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, well, I did this whole thing where they had there's all these great voice actors there in the front row, and so like I wanted to say, it's like, I'll never get an Academy Award, but here I am, I can say, I really admire all your work, and damn you for taking food out of my mouth by getting all the jobs and I don't get them. So, but no, listen, I always say follow your dream, whatever it is, but but don't expect other people to do it, or even with tips that I give you, you don't make it that way with just taking tips and hoping that I'm going to say the one thing that's going to. You have to research it and figure it out for yourself, because there's so many different pathways to get to what it is that you want. And what you want may change as you get closer and you start to define it more, I always wanted to be a big enough actor that I was traveling to different cities and countries and things like that. And of course, I haven't achieved that goal. I'm still basically one of the, the rank and file on-camera actors. But who knew that my side thing, which was just making money on the side as a voice actor, would lead to me doing conventions all over the States.
Would be achieving your goal.
Right. It's different, but it's the same. It's I got the goal, but it just looks different than I thought it would. But I still embrace it and follow it, and it's very rewarding. So, but again, you've got to kick your own butt, is what I would say.
I totally
so,
agree.
but what I'd say is define what you mean when you say you want to get into voiceover, because people, especially at these conventions, they're thinking anime. Well, there's not a lot of anime to do, or they're thinking video games. Well, you actually don't make a lot of money doing video games. It's residual income that will get you rich, not just a one-time check, and that requires doing commercials and that kind of thing. And then you have to look at the reality of, well, I happen to live in Podunk, and in Podunk there's none of this stuff, so I can only do like some online things. But you're not going to get any cartoon work or anything, but you may get like corporate narration. And so you can be doing voiceover from Podunk through your home studio, but that's about the limit of it. Then you have to go to how much do I want to commit. If I really want to commit to a career, then I got to think about going to one of the hubs, Los Angeles, New York primarily, or the other larger cities. But that's where you'd really want to go. You could go to Dallas and go for Funimation. It doesn't really pay a lot necessarily. You get to be on these great things, but it's hard to make a living just off of that fee. So you need to broaden what it is that you do as a voice actor, not just think I only want to do anime. You want to do commercials and things. And so if that's the case, if you're really going to go for a career, then the general things I always say is make sure you take an acting class for at least 6 months, because that's the basis of everything. Improvisation, because you want to be able to you want to be quick to create new characters, because when you're in the studio, they always throw you something, and you're like, oh, I gotta all of a sudden do a Scottish accent, and maybe I don't have my Scottish accent up, but I can fake it. I can improv one based off of something I'm thinking. It's like it just helps you to be quick. Right now, I'm quick because of all the coffee I've had. And then I also say vocal classes, singing classes. That's always very helpful to understand. Even if you hate singing or whatever, just do it. It helps you with self-esteem, courage, all of that stuff.
Technique as well.
And then technique and knowing how
absolutely.
to breath control, which you really need, and especially in long narration form. uniform, that kind of stuff. So that's
Well, I hope you do a workshop on this stuff because all of that was very solid advice.
Well, if you go to my website, dcdouglas.com, and you go under About DC, there is a thing, a voiceover beginner's guide, and I kind of talk about the whole thing about whether you go to the city or you're going to be a country mouse, that kind of thing. It talks about the ways you can kind of general information on how to start a career that way. So, yeah.
We'll put a link on our site.
Absolutely.
Cool.
It'll be a lower third. It'll be like right here, basically. I'm still a little starstruck, so I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, man. I'm doing my darndest not to be a fan.
I put chapstick on my nipple.
I saw.
I know.
Yeah.
And we caught it all on tape too. So that's now forever going to exist.
I want to say thank you for coming out. Can we get a picture with you before you have to?
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be great. So I don't want to keep you any longer.
No worries.
than you have to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to sign now.
Yes.
Hey.
We don't want to take you away from your adoring fans, which I'm sure they've been used to.
Oh, here we go.
You're totally awesome. Thank you.
Which one? Oh, that one? Okay.
That guy right there.
And then that girl right there. And then her.
Okay.
And then him.
Wait, she isn't done. She's not done.
Oh.
I don't know if she's done.
That's my whole
I think
crew.
she's done. Okay. And then him. Oh.
We're good. We're good. Yeah.
Okay. And then this guy over here. And then this guy over here.
All right, we're done now.
I'm never gonna go all around, but sir, we're hugging.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
I'm a hugger too.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so
Nice
much.
to meet you too. Thank you. Alrighty, guys.
Well, that
You
was.
have yourself a great day, and
I'll see you guys on the web.
Yeah,
don't get a
absolutely.
hand cramp.
That was
Such a nice guy for being
I know.
Wesker, right?
And for the I can't be saying
I'm
that I
gonna
was killed
I'm
by
gonna feel
him.
bad shooting him now.
I know.
because I'm not gonna stop shooting him.
I'm like,
because
that's-
Resident Evil's a great game, but maybe I'll just go for headshots so that I kill him right away. That way I'll feel a little better. Mercy killing. Lucas, I want to know, and I'm gonna say outside the show because it's really easy to make this your favorite stuff. Outside the show and outside of Guess Against Humanity, what has been your favorite thing about Yomicon thus far?
Sleeping.
Okay, you barely did any of that, so I'm not gonna let you count that.
That sandwich place.
That sandwich place. Let's plug them some more.
Yeah. I love Yomicon, but I gotta say, every meal I've had here has been at one place at in the Renaissance
It's been
Center.
at that sandwich place, right?
And it's called that
Sandwich
sandwich
Place.
And if you're in the Metro Detroit area, it's
Carl's the owner.
Carl's
great
the
guy.
owner. It's like Cheers with sandwiches.
Kinda.
That's what it is.
Except.
Yes, you like sandwich place, don't you?
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we don't know him. That sandwich place.
It's live, folks. Live.
That sandwich place is really good, and you should go there. The corned beef surprise. I hate coleslaw with a passion, and they put it on there, and it's delicious. And we're getting a
and I'm
signal.
shutting you up because our next guest coming up. Guys,
Whoa.
give it up for David Vincent.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How are you doing?
Good.
Welcome to the Rack Show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I'm losing my voice.
Yeah.
Me too.
David Vincent, everybody. We talked this yesterday because you told me Kill la Kill. Yeah.
Yes. I am voicing a talking sailor uniform in the hit series Kill la Kill. Senketsu or Senketsu. Senketsu is the character.
Which I was less than familiar because him and I first met last night in the green room.
Yes.
And you told me Kill la Kill, and I said I keep hearing about it, but I haven't watched any of it yet, so I'm sorry. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, little show, you might have heard of it, called Bleach."
Yeah. Just a little show.
Little character. You know, you might not have heard of the character, kind of obscure. Grimmjow.
Yes.
And
Grimmjow,
and that's
Jagger
when
Jack.
I freaked out because big fan of that show.
Yes.
And that character specifically.
Yeah.
In the encore.
Yeah,
Great.
he's a great
character.
Yeah, I was thrilled to actually get to play him. You know what? I actually voiced him about 2.5 years before he came out in the anime. I voiced him in the Shattered Blade video game.
Okay.
And we went in, and Wendy Lee was directing, and I saw this character. Wendy sat me down. She's like, "So this is the guy I want you to voice." And she sat me down, and she showed me the fight scene, and without giving away any spoilers, there was a fight scene where basically Grimmjow just hands Ichigo's butt to him. And I fell in love with this character. I was like, oh my god, I have got to play this character when he comes out in the anime. Thing is that you're not guaranteed to play that character
Just because you voiced it in the
just
video
because
game.
you voiced in the video game. And so I hounded the studio for 2 years and still wound up having to audition for him, but luckily I won the role, so.
And that's interesting. I didn't know that they wouldn't just stay consistent. They would go whoever's the best option at the time.
Not necessarily. Yeah, it you would think that they would stay consistent, but it really is. It moves to a different studio. It could be for a zillion different reasons why they may cast somebody else.
So are those the only 2 incarnations of Grimmjow that you've done, or like are there other versions, like other video games that you're in?
Other video games, I can't recall offhand, but yeah, there are other Bleach video games, Bleach-based video games that I've done where I reprise my role as Grimmjow.
Nice. That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to bring up the thing that you can't tell me about because there's a thing he won't tell me, but he's really excited about. It's happening in a year. So for Youmacon 11, I'll be like, that's the thing that David was talking about.
Exactly.
But
there's the thing. I'm actually doing a lot of things, but there's a thing that we were talking about last night that I'm very excited about that I can't tell you about.
And he won't even give me hints.
No, sorry.
And what stinks is that I feel like he wants to.
I do. I would love to. I would love to give you as many hints as possible, but I just can't.
Because of legal reasons. Which is completely understandable, so I'll stop bothering you about it. But tell us about how you got your start.
I got my start, actually, I got my degree in journalism.
Really?
But I did.
Very cool.
A different approach than we've heard so
University of Colorado.
Okay.
At Boulder. But I still did all the plays in the theater, even though I was getting my degree in something else. But I moved to New York City after I graduated, and I was doing stand-up and sketch comedy, lots of theater. I was doing a sketch show in a little theater in Times Square called Don't Tell Mama.
Yeah.
And I was doing a sketch show, and I was making fun of TV commercials. And so I was doing 1,000 different voices making fun of these TV commercials. And after my show, a lady in the audience came up to me, and she's like, excuse me, do you have an agent? And I said, no. And she goes, here's my card, you need to call me. And she happened to be a voiceover agent. And so that's actually how I got my start into voiceover. But I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit further.
Okay. Feel free.
And just because he's a friend, and because he's also here at this convention. You guys out there who are watching and listening, you guys know who Steve Blum is.
We absolutely do. He was on about 2 guests before you.
Yes. So Steve is a friend of mine, and we happen to have the same agent. And Steve and I were auditioning one day for I had been doing voiceover for years at this point, and Steve and I were auditioning for a commercial, a radio commercial, together. And Steve looks over at me and he goes,
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, Steve, what's up, man?
You ever do any anime?
Oh, I've never done any anime.
You should do anime.
Did he literally ask you like that?
Yeah, and so I was like, all right, Steve, cool. And so he actually gave me the business card to the late, great Kevin Seymour, who cast me in my first role in an anime, which was, I think it was The Ghost in the Shell, where I was man number 2 or something.
Oh, cool.
Ghost in the Shell, though.
Yeah.
Phenomenal anime.
Yeah.
So that was your very first anime role. Was
Anime
Ghost in the Shell.
role, yes. I had done lots and lots of voiceover.
Yeah, but I was saying, what else have you
done? Celebrity death matches. I've actually got a kids' TV show on Sprout right now called Bodge. And I'm playing a character, Mr. Niblet, who is talking to the kids about exercise, which is really, really fun to get paid to talk like this. So,
I
yes,
have a nephew
Mr.
and
Niblet. And he's watching it?
Yes.
That's awesome,
I did not
dude.
know that. That's so funny.
Yes, I'm Mr.
Did it just
Niblet.
freak you out, the fact that voice just came out
wait
of him?
a second, that's what?
Yeah.
Did not put that face with that voice. That's pretty awesome.
So that, and we got Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers, where I am reprising my role as Robin from Fire Emblem. That is going to be coming out. It's actually out on the 3DS, and it's now coming out on the Nintendo Wii U, November 21st, which is a couple of weeks from now. So.
The guy in the green hoodie has been playing the crap out of that game.
Is that right?
We'll get our
Can't
hands
even
on
rip
it.
it out of his hands.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I'll be
really
playing
cool.
this character, and I'll be like, I'm playing David Vincent.
It's time
crazy.
to tip the scales.
Well, DC Douglas was just on, and I was like, I'm gonna feel really bad about shooting him in the head multiple times as Wesker
I would
because he's
never
such
feel
a nice
bad
guy.
about shooting DC in the head.
Okay, we asked Bloom, we asked Douglas, we asked you.
Yeah.
Any advice for up-and-coming voice actors,
Yes.
people who want to get into it?
Absolutely. Number one, you got to believe in yourself. You can do anything, okay? Do it, but understand it's a very, very challenging career. Do theater. Get on stage and take acting classes. Take voiceover classes. Make sure that whoever is teaching the class is reputable. Make sure they have credits to their name and that they have done the work. But take classes and get on stage at any opportunity that you can, because that's the best way that you're going to learn your chops as an actor. And also is going to help you to network, which is also a huge part of having a career in this industry. But believe in yourself. Go for it. And the more you do it, the better you get. It's like any skill. The more you do it, the better you get. Okay? But go for it.
Great advice. Great advice. And a lot of that similar advice coming from all these voice actors. Hopefully you guys have been paying I know I have. I know exactly
He's
what
that
needs to be
inspiring
done.
voice actor.
Great.
That's what he wants to do.
Hopefully.
Go for it, man.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna be an artist.
There's nobody stopping you but yourself.
That's also advice that I think we got from DC as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good
so
stuff.
is this your first Yomicon?
This is my first Yomicon, yes.
You're gonna come back, hopefully?
If they invite me, I'll be here with bells on.
Awesome.
Yes.
We'll talk to them. We'll be like, he's cool.
Talk to him.
We'll put a good
Put in a
word in
good
for
word
you,
for
buddy.
me.
We got you. What's been your favorite part about Yomicon so far?
Probably the cosplay. I've seen the most amazing cosplay at this convention.
Have you seen any of your characters cosplay?
I have seen a number of my characters. I've seen
Did they recognize you?
No, that's the awesome part. Is that I've seen multiple people cosplaying different characters that I've played, and none of them know who I am until I come up and I'm like, hey, can I take a picture? And they're like, yeah. And then I go, I voiced that character, and then all of a sudden their face just goes,
What you should do,
oh my God!
You should ask to get the picture, and then after the picture, start thanking them in the voice of that character.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then they'll be like,
I
wow,
haven't done that
they'll
yet.
be like,
I'm gonna
wow,
do
you
that.
really kind of sound like that guy, but you need to do this a little better.
And you just gotta turn and go, I am that guy. Just walk the other way.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, I guess that's something that people might not realize is that, voice actors, the visual aspect's not there, so a lot of people don't really know who you are.
Well, no, it's true. I mean, that's the great thing is that I get to
You're incognito.
walk around, and nobody knows who I am. Well,
and you
a couple
can also
people
play
will, but
characters that you would never be able to play on film and TV.
This is true. I'm a bald guy, okay?
I
that
would
sells
never have guessed.
haircuts on the radio. Okay? That's the beauty of
Have you ever done a
voiceover.
shampoo commercial?
No. No.
You gotta do a shampoo commercial now. Put it on your bucket list.
Yes.
Would you mind?
Oh, that'd be great.
Of course.
Can we do a tag?
A tag,
Explain it, because I'm not lost for words.
What we've been having the voice actors do is we have our little script here, and and we'll go ahead and we say Grimmjow, just because it's the one I geek out about.
Sure.
Can you read this for us as you're listening to
In
the
your
Rack
own
Show
way, and our
on
names are Lucas and
Voxv.com?
Conrad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Zhuzh it up, Grimmjow it up.
Okay.
That's just, a bullet point. And
Okay.
go.
All right.
Listen up, Soul Reapers. You're listening to The Rack Show on VoxV.com.
That's awesome.
Good? What do you think?
Good, right?
That's good.
Right? Better than I could do.
Let's give it up.
Excellent. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you. We're gonna get a picture with you. We'll put
Yes.
you in between us.
Yes.
Our
Let
guy
me
over there.
let me pimp out my
No, plug,
social
plug,
medias
go, go,
as
go.
Absolutely,
well.
yeah,
Plug,
absolutely.
plug,
By the way.
You guys can follow me on Twitter. Please follow me at David Vincent VA for voice actor, at David Vincent VA. Follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/David Vincent VA. And also join my fan club. I give away autographs and DVDs and all sorts of fun stuff. So please join me for the fun.
He just gave us an autograph.
Yes.
We're gonna join his fan
And we'll
club.
tell you what, we'll
Yeah.
add the URLs also to our page.
There's gonna be a lower
Yes.
third, or upper
be
third,
awesome.
maybe just across our faces. We don't know yet.
Yes.
We'll do it all in post.
Fantastic.
Thank you
And
for
got
coming out.
And get Smash Brothers on November 21st.
That's absolutely gonna happen. All right, so picture
We gotta
time.
Smash
Picture
Brothers
time.
tournament.
Wait, yeah, I need to. Well, because I need to beat people at Smash Bros.
I'm horrible at Smash
Let's
Brothers.
get you a
He's a savant.
I'm a savant at Smash Brothers. So, and we'll go
There's 4
Tracy
cameras.
first. Then we'll go Will. Then we'll ignore Corey. We'll go. Oh, sorry, no, Corey.
And then we go to video.
And we'll go to video, which is when we wave. All right, but thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
being
man.
on.
Got it, man.
Great talking, great
You're
meeting
awesome.
you.
Yeah, likewise, man.
I hope you come
Great,
back for
great.
Yomicon 11.
We'll be talking.
Absolutely.
11.
Let them know.
Well, yeah. How
Thank
can we
you.
not? Okay. See,
Absolutely.
yeah, we will link you until
If
you
we
walk
get your
funny.
information,
I
we'll
promise.
send you a link.
It's just my email is just David Vincent VA.
Yep.
It's all David Vincent VA.
All David Vincent VA if you want to search for him online. Okay? I wasn't giving away personal information,
I
Lucas.
thought you were. I was like, no.
Lucas, act like I've never been on a show before.
Sorry.
And know how to give away personal information. Do you want Lucas's phone number? Because I'll give it to you, because that's what he thinks I'm going to do.
It's 555. No. So, where's our time?
45.
Let's
Is that
just-
good?
Let's just take
That's
us out.
good.
That's good.
We've been doing this for 30
3 days.
weeks.
That's what I want to do, though. Can I have you guys all line up behind here?
Can we get all the love?
All the crew. That way, behind this pillar. Behind this pillar.
Sorry, there's a
Aaron,
ridiculously awesome cosplay.
Would you leave your
behind
camera?
them.
Would Sissy you leave your camera? We're gonna
I don't think it's gonna
on
happen.
that side. Go that way. Will, everybody, all our crew. We'd like to introduce you guys all.
I'm gonna give you accolades.
We
I'll tell you how
might be the
amazing you
only
are.
2 people on camera for the rack show.
But we're just the tip of the iceberg. This
the-
is just the part that you can only see. You got to see the people behind the scenes. We couldn't do it without them.
We're gonna announce these guys. This is Corey, and we have Jomar.
We have the lovely Jess.
And Jess. And then
Yes, come on, Will. We need you on too.
Will's my cousin.
Will
he
hates
handles
being on
all
camera,
my stuff.
but he's been a
awesome.
godsend as well.
This has been great.
This is the last.
And then Tracy's over here. We need to get Tracy. Come on back here, Tracy. These are all our friends, believe it or not. This is what we do. 30 weeks, guys.
30 weeks and
We did
3
30
days.
weeks.
Yeah.
Didn't you set like an alarm?
I set an alarm, so as soon as the alarm goes off, we will start season 3 of the rack and season 1
And then we're gonna bring Aaron back in here.
other VoxV shows.
Aaron,
Like crossing
So-
streams.
A very
I just want to introduce who they are and what they do. Obviously, you know me and Conrad. Starting over here, this is Will. Will at conventions handles all of my stuff.
It's also Lucas's cousin.
He's also my cousin.
And his babysitter.
And my
his
babysitter.
Make sure he gets fed,
So-
make sure he's where he needs to be, make sure he doesn't lose his phone.
Absolutely. We have Jessica, who's one of our associate producers and the new talent of Pop Geek. So watch that at voxv.com.
You got
She's
Corey
awesome.
over here on
He's
my
our
left-hand
producer.
side. He's our producer.
He's
And
responsible.
He's also one half of Crossing Streams.
So if you don't like this show, you have me to blame.
Absolutely. He does a great job, so give it up for him by getting us guests and everything. Another associate producer, we have Jomar. He rocks it out every single day. He's also part of Crossing Streams.
The second half.
And then we have the twins. I like to call them the
I
twins.
call them the pseudo siblings.
Nobody else calls us the twins.
See,
But we
that's
have
why pseudo siblings.
we have
right?
AaronG from AaronG TV and
AaronGTV.com.
Tracy,
Tracy as well.
also from AaronG TV, and they do video and photos, and you can get them for your conventions, weddings, or whatever. Not weddings. You don't do weddings.
I do weddings.
Yeah,
But
he
Corey does
weddings.
apparently.
He does weddings, but he's a DJ. So if you want any information, you can go to mail, M-A-I-L, at voxv.com if you want to know about any of these guys and what they do outside of the rack. So I just want to say thank you guys. It's been an awesome weekend. 30 weeks we got here, and
30 weeks, 3 shows in a row. We managed to knock it out. So guys, just give it up for us.
we will be back. We will be back next year,
As soon as my alarm goes off,
bigger, badder, and better than ever.
There you go.
Zed,
We'll be back to
Are you-
take Geek Culture off the shelf.
are you proud of that? I was gonna do it. I promise I was gonna do it. I've been being yelled at because I haven't done my tagline.
Here's
What
my
I will-
tier.
okay.
30 weeks. It's the last show. Last
All
show.
right. For Corey, for Tracy, for Jomar, for Jess, for Aaron, for Will, for Lucas, for Jackie, who's sitting in behind the camera for us, for female Deadpools over there, and everyone else here at Yomicon X. I'm Conrad. Thank you so much for listening to Season 2, Episode 3, Part 3 of The Rack Show, which you can listen to not only on therackshow.com, but also on voxv.com. We will see you next year, and we're out! Woo!
Peace, guys.
Loving you is easy cause you're beautiful. Do, 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 do. See, you couldn't. I hit the note. You just couldn't hear it because only dogs can, but I hit the note. Just saying.